Hello everyone, welcome to Biology class by Mohit Alfred. As we begin our online class series for biology for class 8, you have to stick to this book. The reference book will be Innovative Biology for ICSE School. This will be your class textbook by Good Luck Publishers Limited. Dear students, as we begin now, chapter number 1, that is transport of food and minerals in plants. In this chapter, we will be learning these important topics. The first one being the transport system in plants. What is the need of transport system in plants? We'll try to understand. Then followed by that, we will have a look on how the plants are absorbing the water and minerals. Then after absorbing this water and minerals, how it is conducted in the plant body. There are certain tissues for that. We will have a understanding of those tissues, how they are working in the plant body. After that, we will have an understanding of transpiration. This is an important phenomena in the plant's body. Lastly, we will understand that the plants are absorbing minerals. What is the importance of these minerals in the plant's body? How it is important for the growth of the plant body? Which mineral is having what particular function in the plant body, we will understand in this chapter. Here the question arises, what is the need of transport system in plants? If we compare the plants and animal bodies, then there may be a question now, what is the need, what is the requirement for plants to have a transport system? So the answer lies here that plants need a transport system for the transport of water and minerals absorbed by the roots. The roots absorb different amount of minerals along with the water, and that water has to be transported and distributed to different parts of the plant body. So for that a transport system is required. Secondly, the leaves are preparing for food from the photosynthesis, and that food also has to be transported to different plant body parts. For that also there is a need for transport system. So these two functions are performed by specific tissues in the plant body. What are those? Let us have a look in this part of the slide. The transport system in plants, if we compare the animals in the plants, so unlike animals, the plant do not have a connective tissue. Our body is having blood to circulate different kinds of nutrients and enzymes. So for that we are having blood, that is a connective tissue. But in plants it is not so. Plants are not having any connective tissue like blood. Rather what they are having is a specific kind of tissue. They are called as xylem and phloem tissues, which are responsible for the transport system in plants. Let us have a look upon xylem. One by one we will understand what these are doing, what the xylem is made up of, or what kind of tissues are present in the xylem tissue and in the phloem tissue. In the plant tissues are classified into various categories that you would have done in class 7 itself. The plant tissues are of two categories. Once again I remind you, one is called as meristematic tissue, another one is permanent tissues. So the xylem and phloem are a category of the permanent tissues. These are not the meristematic ones. Just to remind you, this you already would have done in class 7. Now let us begin about xylem. What the xylem is doing and what are the different kind of cells or tissues present in this. Let us read there. The xylem conducts water and dissolved minerals from the roots to the leaves of the plant. So xylem is doing what? It is transporting water and minerals from the roots. So that is the primary function of xylem. It is composed of these four important parts. First one is called as tracheids, second is vessel elements, followed by xylem parenchyma, and then xylem fibers. All the four names you have to learn. Xylem contains or is composed of these four different kind of tissues. Let us have a look on these one by one. The first one is tracheids. What these tracheids are? These are the long, thin, dead cells. Yes, tracheids are dead cells, and what they are doing? They are connected together at the tapered end. Tapered means closed at pointed ends. Tapered means pointed in at the end part. So that is called tapered end. This is pointed pointed end is there, and the other side also pointed end is there. So that is tapered end. Their cell wall contains lignin. This you have to remember. Tracheids cell wall is containing lignin. Lignin is a pigment. What it is doing? It is giving strength. It provides structural support to the xylem. Means xylem cell body, so the xylem tissue will become very strong because of this lignin. And where this lignin is present? Tracheids. So ultimately what the tracheids are doing, because tracheids are containing lignin, the tracheids will give strength to the xylem tissue. Means xylem tissue will become strong because of the tracheids. That is the function of tracheids in xylem. Next one is vessel elements. What these vessel elements are? These are also tube-like structure, and these are also dead cells. Like the tracheids, vessel elements are also dead cells. And these tube-like structures are connected together end to end. Means one after the other, one tube, over that another tube-like structure, and so on. So they will form a long row. And what is forming there? They are forming a long tube-like structure. Now the ends, mean at the end of this tube, what is there? There is a certain structure that is called perforation plates, and these perforation plates are having small holes in between. In this, what is there? This perforation plate is there containing small number of holes. And what is happening in those holes? Whatever water and mineral is traveling in the xylem vessels, and when these vessels are transporting the water and minerals will pass through this number of holes called the perforation plate. And ultimately what will happen? The perforation plates allow the water and dissolved minerals to travel freely between the cells. So these are what is known as vessel elements. We'll have a look at the diagram shortly now. The next third part, that is of the xylem tissue, is xylem parenchyma. Parenchyma cells are a type of permanent tissues. So xylem parenchyma. So as earlier I told, the earlier two, the tracheids and the vessels, they were dead cells. But the xylem parenchyma is the living cell. This is the only one living cell present in the xylem tissue. And what it is doing? It is conducting the water that ultimately xylem is doing. Another important function is it stores food for the plant. The extra food of the plant body is stored here in the xylem parenchyma. Next one now, that is xylem fibers. What these are doing? Let us have a look. They are also sclerenchymatous fibers. Earlier one, that was xylem parenchyma, that was parenchyma tissue. This one is sclerenchymatous, that is sclerenchyma. What these are all? These already you should have been knowing, pertaining to your knowledge from class 7 that you have done in plant tissues chapter. I won't be repeating the same again. So here it is xylem fibers. So xylem fibers are sclerenchymatous fibers connected with tracheids and vessels. What these are? Actually dead cells with thick cell walls. So because of the sclerenchyma, and sclerenchyma is containing lignin. Lignin, one more time I earlier told, that was in tracheids also. So in xylem fiber also it is present, and what it is doing? The xylem fibers are also providing strength to the xylem tissue. It is making the xylem fibers strong. Xylem tissue becomes strong because of this. Let us have a look on this differentiate between table. Here it is tracheids and vessel. If we compare the tracheids and vessel, these points we will read. The diagram is in the center. This one is vessel, this one is tracheids. So the tracheids are non-living with lignified, means tracheid contain lignin cells. On the other side, this one, these are tube-like. You can see this one diagram, it is circular. It means it is circular in center, and in between what can be happening? The water can pass through. Next one, the second point, the end walls remain intact. The end walls have perforated plates. In the case of lignin, what is there? The end wall, the end of the both the ends, you can see it is tapered. You can see the diagram here. It is not much clear. You can see in your textbook it is shown there. So at the end, what is happening? The pointed structure is there. Then in between the tracheid is there. Again at the end it is pointed. So that is the end wall remain intact. But in the case of another one, that is vessel, cells, what is there? The end walls have perforation plate. In this diagram, you can see circular rings are there all over, and it is not closed. It is not closed. It is still open there. So that is why they have shown the end walls are having perforated plates. The third point, the walls of the vessel are less thick. That is just comparison of the cell wall. On the tracheid side, the walls are thick and a narrow lumen. Lumen means what? The empty space in between. So the tracheids are having more space compared to the vessel element, means vessels are more wider, tracheids are less wider. That is the difference between tracheids and vessel elements. After having been completed all the xylem tissue, we will have a look on the phloem now. Phloem, let us read there. It is found in all parts of the plant and it is made up of living tubular cells which provide passage for downward movement of the small sugars and so on. All these are food particles. And how the food is transporting, that is important. Food is transporting as plant sap. That is, plant sap is moving in the plant body. In which direction? In the downward direction, from the leaves to the other part of the plant. Now, as the xylem was having 4 types of tissues and cells, here also we will have 4. First one is sieve tubes, second is companion cells, then phloem parenchyma, and then phloem fibers. The diagram you can see in much more clarity in your textbook. So let us have a look on these individually. First one we will see the sieve tubes. What the sieve tubes are? These are long cells, living cells. Here these are living, and these are slender. Slender means soft cells, and they are connected end to end and form a tube-like structure that conducts the food material through the plant. The phloem is conducting food material. In the diagram also you can see here, these are all sieve tubes and they are connected one after the other. The first sieve tube, then second sieve tube, the third sieve tube. In between here, what is there? There is perforation is there. The pores are there. These pores are called as sieved pores. That is, small holes are there. So these are the sieve tubes connected one after the other. And in this, what is happening? The food is transporting. Food is moving in a particular direction. In the next point now, we'll read companion cells. The companion cells, what they are doing? Companion means helper. So they may be doing some help. What the help they are doing? They are helping in the absorption of material to be transported by the plants. And where they are actually present? They are located outside the sieve tubes. They are not actually having any main role in the conduction of the food or the transport of the food. They are not doing that. They are present along the side. They are outside the sieve tubes and they are helping in the absorption of the material. They are helping what? They are helping the sieve tubes. Next one, they can also deliver sugars into the sieve tubes from the neighboring cells. Just they are doing what? They are helping the sieve tubes to transport the food only. They themselves are not doing, just they are helping the sieve tubes. There one extra point is given in the book. The sieve tubes do not have the nucleus. They are the only cells which are not having any nucleus in phloem. But still they are living. Why they are living? Because they are dependent on companion cell. Because of this companion cell, sieve tubes can live. Sieve tubes cannot live if they are not having nucleus. Sieve tubes are not having nucleus, still they are living. Why they are so? Because the companion cells are helping them. That is the reason. Now let us have a look on the differences between the phloem tissue and the xylem tissue. This table is important and you have to learn this table. First one, the xylem and the phloem. Here, I think it is wrong here. First point is for, this one should be for xylem. The xylem conducts water and dissolved mineral. The phloem conducts the food. So that you can see in your book. Here it is wrong. The second point, the conducting channels are tracheids and vessel elements. In the case of phloem, it is sieve tubes. Sieve tubes carry or transport the food in phloem, and the tracheid and vessel element transport the water and minerals in the xylem. The xylem transport is unidirectional, phloem transport is bidirectional. What is unidirectional? That means the direction of the movement of the transport will be in one direction. Bidirectional means it will be in the two direction, upwards also, downwards also. Next one, four elements of the xylem are there. Out of those, only one is living. Only xylem parenchyma is living. Other three tissues are dead tissues. On the other side here, the phloem is also having four tissues. Out of that, only one is dead. Yes, in xylem, one is living. In the phloem, one is dead. So this special names you have to learn. Which cell is living, which cell is dead. Next one, last one. In addition to the conduction, xylem provides strength, mechanical strength to the plant because of the lignin it is present there in the tracheids. That is why xylem becomes strong, and ultimately what will happen? The plant body will become strong. It will not easily fall down. In the case of phloem acts as only conduction tissue. Phloem is having only one major role. Xylem is having two roles. One is transport of minerals and water. Second one is giving strength to the plant. But phloem is having only one major role, that is conducting food only. It is not giving any strength to the plant body. That is all for today's lecture. We will wind up with the video 1. Here the homework is being displayed here, and you have to complete this work in your notebooks and be regular with the work. As the school resumes, you will have to submit your work. It will be checked and no extra time will be given for completing this work. Thank you for today.